don't need time. You don't need a system. Watch this, how I gained 20,000 followers in a few years and got a few hundred clients just from knowing how to make content that's valuable and that's fast. And it really doesn't take that long to be able to do. Imagine knowing exactly what to post, how to post, and create content in less than 30 minutes, even if you're juggling family, life, and trying to figure out, okay, how do I even do content consistently, because you got a bunch of things going on. So you don't have to stay at a blank screen no more. You don't have to feel like you're behind. You don't have to feel overwhelmed. Now content is too complicated, because today I'm going to show you how to do it in just a few minutes. And if you stay to the end, I'm actually going to show you how to do it in less than 10 minutes. So I hope you are excited about that. So with that being said, there are 3 things that we're going to focus on today. Number 1, how to create 7 days of content in just 30 minutes without feeling overwhelmed. Number 2, we're going to focus on how to never run out of content ideas again without being a creative genius. And then also, what's the secrecy to being consistent with content, even if you don't really have any free time. I started this industry about 2015. When I first came in, I really didn't have any idea what I was doing, to be honest with you. And I was just out here putting up anything, posting anything. And I was wondering, like, wow, why am I not getting people that seem excited? Why am I not getting engagement? Why am I not getting followers? Why am I not making money? That's what we want, right? We're not just posting it just to do it for fun. We want to do it to give value, but also be able to generate revenue. So I didn't really understand how to structure my content, and I didn't necessarily just want to put out, food posts, just dancing videos, and just memes, and just things that's just to put out things, which is what I see a lot of coaches do over my last 10 years of experience doing this. So it wasn't until I really started enrolling in some programs and some trainings, and I started understanding the content game. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's not just any content. There's specific types of content that you need to put out. And then once I started following this formula that I'm getting ready to walk you through, these 4 steps, that's when it really became apparent that there is a strategy and secret sauce to creating content. So the very first one, you have a coaching program, right? So the very first thing I need you to do is I need you to create your steps. What are your steps? All coaches should have steps. If you don't have any steps, that's something that you need to do immediately, because your steps is what's going to get people from start to finish. You're coaching people. And as you're coaching people, you got to realize that coaching people comes down to them paying you to get a result, right? So if they're paying you for a result, then you should at least have the blueprint to help them get to that end goal, whatever it is, right? If it's helping people start businesses, did they start the business at the end of your program? If it's helping moms get more confident, are they more confident at the end of your program? If it's weight loss, then have they lost weight? So, but there is a process, there are steps that it takes to get somebody there. That's important, because we need to have a list of steps that we have, and typically I'll have it like as notes in my phone, just what my steps are, because at any given time you need to be able to talk about topics that's related to what your audience wants to know. Because if they want to know that, and that's what you sell and offer as part of your coaching program, then it's going to be a natural progression. But you got to do that, and it has to be, and you want your steps to be something that is within your program, so they can learn more. And I like to look at this like as samples, right? So think about this as I remember one time I went to the mall, and and I wasn't even planning on buying any food, but I was in a food court, and then sometimes you have like the little Chinese spots, Japanese spots, and they give out the free sample. So one of the Japanese spots, the teriyaki chicken, the teriyaki. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go get the teriyaki chicken. So because they gave it to me, I'm like, oh, this is actually good. And they point to like the counter, right? And I'm like, all right, let me go over there and see what they got. So I went over there and I'm like, wow, okay, I got the teriyaki. Oh, actually, I could get the combo I could get that with the shrimp too. Okay, with the broccoli, and then I could get the vegetable rice. Oh, you got the sweet tea? And I went up over there buying a whole entree, and I had no intentions on even uh uh buying anything, but I did it because they gave me a sample. So that's how I like to look at content. So your steps is your sample, and once you do that, then now you're clear on, okay, I don't have to guess what to put out in my content. I already know what I'm talking about, because I'm giving people samples of what's inside of my program. So no guessing on what to post. Just talk about your steps. All right. Number 2, the second thing we need to do to create content quickly is, what is your structure? All right. What is your structure? So this is part of a process that we like to call the Cornerstone Content Method. This is our method, which is what this 4-step method is. It is it just shows you how to create it quickly. But one of the key parts of this is the structure. So the structure looks like, okay, I know what my steps are, but now what are my themes that I'm going to be talking about throughout the week, right? So let's say you have a 12-step coaching program, and I'll give you 5 days out of the week, right? So what I would do is condense your 4 steps or your 12 steps into 5 themed days throughout the week. So for example, we work with coaches, we help them build, start, grow, and monetize their coaching business, right? So, so for example, we'll have I have a day where it's just like motivation and mindset, and I'll just rant. And then I have another day, let's say like Tuesday, that'll be like traffic Tuesdays. And I show people, how do you get traffic, right? Then I have one that's like Wednesdays, which would be like content. And then I'll have like a Thursday, and mine's is different days, and these are slightly off, and I'll give you ideas. Thursday would be how to create your coaching program. So anything in relation to pricing, anything in relation to putting together the curriculum, anything in relation to the systems that goes in the program. You see what I'm saying? I'll have something like Tech Fridays, where I teach you the technology and the different types of tools that you can use to edit, and platforms you can use. And you see what I'm saying? So if you're a coach and you're following me on any social platform, or let's say if it's Instagram, for example, and you see me talking about these different topics, you are going to be interested. Why? Because the way that I structured my content is something that you are interested in, because you're interested in those topics. So now that I know, okay, I know what my 12 steps are, I have the theme days, I could literally just look at what day of the week it is. Okay. Oh, okay. I got to give some mindset today. Okay, great. Oh, what day of the week it is. Okay. I got to, teach people about a tool. Okay. Let me teach them about CapCut today, how I use CapCut. Let me teach them about how I'm using ChatGPT. You see what I'm saying? These are the things that make it easy for you to create content. And by the way, I'm going to show you how to do it I said 30 minutes. I'm going to show you how to do it in less than 10 minutes. It might be even less than that. All right, number 3 is the style. What is your style of post? Your style of post is, now what are my favorite go-to ways to do posts? So over the years, I've learned like which posts do well in terms of the types of posts versus not. So you have like green screen as a style of post. You have like selfie is a style of post. You have you might have whiteboard, write something on a whiteboard is a style of post. If my thing, look, look, having these is a style, right? Construction paper, you might figure out, oh, I like doing that type of post. It might be memes, it might be quotes, it might be photos. A style of post could be like, I'll take clips of repurposed speeches that I've done, and then I'll use that. So that's my point, is we got to focus on what style it is, because I don't want you guessing. That's the idea behind this. No guessing. Because when you have to think, and when you have to guess, and when it's, what kind of, or where should I do it, or how should I do it? No guessing. You're going to have 5 types that you're going to be able to choose from. So now I know what my theme is of the day. Out of my theme, okay, which one of my steps am I going to talk about out of my theme? And then also, what's the style of the type of post? You know what? I'm going to do a green screen today. Okay, so if I'm doing a green screen and I'm teaching you about CapCut, all I got to do is get the green screen CapCut behind me. You see what I'm saying? Or if I'm teaching you about funnels or ClickFunnels, I could just have the green screen behind me. You see what I'm saying? Or if one of my days, which also, this is another idea in terms of like, I might have like a testimonial day where I'll just share like testimonials. I'll have the green screen of the testimonials behind me. So these are the things where you're going to be showing people, what are your top your themes, but then also the style. That's going to give you the ability to know what you need. And by the way, just have all of this listed in notes, in your phone. So now, as soon as you think about content, just go here like, okay, I'm gonna do that. Today is this. I'm gonna do this style, and I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna talk about that in this way, and that's it. So that's number 3 of the cornerstone content. And then number 4 of the cornerstone content is drum roll, schedule. Schedule. So what is your schedule? Meaning now it's time, now that we have all of this, is like, okay, what is the cadence that you're going to be using in order to make these posts? So, depending on your audience, right? Because your audience may be online different times or different days. But, typically it's good morning, afternoon, basically about mid-evening, or evening and night. So morning, afternoon, evening, and night. So those are easy things that you can do when it comes to a schedule. So I mean, typically I might like to post anywhere between 6 to 8 or 9 in the morning. Somewhere around 12, between like 12 and 3. Then somewhere typically between maybe like 5 and 8, and then 9 and 11, something like that. Now, again, it could depend on your audience, because you have an audience that's primarily early or primarily late, or depending on, your audience, they might just be more available during the midday. But you can typically never go wrong when you go around those time periods, right? Which a lot of times is around the 9 to 5 period, right? So that's your schedule. What is your schedule of when you're going to do the post? And then also you can leverage automations as well, third-party tools, like Later or Plan, I believe it's Planly, or Buffer. These are other tools that you could use to schedule. From what I hear, I usually use the ones that's ingrained into the platforms. Like Instagram has one, Facebook has one, obviously YouTube has one. But try it out and see. I've heard some of them may suppress some of your some of the attention or the views and or engagement. So, keep an eye on that and see if it impacts you. But at the end of the day, when are you going to post it? So recap, and I showed you how to do this, right? And then I'm gonna walk you through how quick you can actually do these. So 1, steps. What are your steps? These should be related to your coaching curriculum. 2, what is the structure? Your structure is going to be, what are your theme days of what you're gonna talk about each day. You could make it related to your curriculum, and then I'll give you a bonus for like weekends. You could do like testimonials, and you could do other things that's fun as well too. But you just have some type of strategy around how you're gonna do the structure. Number 3 is the style. What is the style that you're using in terms of your posts? Are you doing green screen? Are you doing a walk and talk? Are you doing an interview? Are you doing a live? Are you doing a photo with a description? What is that going to be? And then number 4 is your schedule. Your schedule, okay? When are you going to do the post? So have it mapped out so you don't have to think about times of day you need to do it. And then you can also leverage automation and other tools to schedule it out. All right, so that is what we call our cornerstone content method. So let me share with you how fast you can actually create this, right? So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna use our handy dandy chat GPT here, and let me see if I can quickly get something down. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm putting 10 minutes on the clock. Okay, 10 minutes on the clock. All right, and go. All right, so let's see how fast we can do this. Okay, so let's put this over here. All right. So very first thing, what did I say? I said steps, right? So let's just say I'm helping people start their business, right? Okay, so let's go to so I'm gonna say list 10 steps on how to start and I'm gonna say, let's say help people with an online digital business, online, let's say online business. Okay. So let's see what they say. Let's see if maybe we could beat the time or not, because it's now it's taking forever. But we'll see. Okay, all right, let's try this again because it's thinking for a long time. Let's try. Okay, all right, let's try this. Okay, all right, cool. So let's all right, let's refresh this and see. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. Well, maybe that's the reason. All right, let's go ahead and reconnect this and refresh it, see what's going on. All right, there we go. By the way, I'm just keeping it going, right? So let's do. All right, so here we go. So let's do list 10 steps on how to create an online. I'm just gonna say how to start an online business. Let's say that's what you help people do, right? And because I don't want the explanation, so I'm gonna say without explanation, because usually they'll explain it, but I don't want the explanation today. All right, cool. So boom. So now we got our 10 steps, right? Step one, done. Now I know what this is, right? Now I know what we're doing. Okay, great. All right, what I say? Step two. What's step two now? Step two is the structure, right? So the structure is theme days. So I'm gonna say list out I want to do content for each day of the week. List out, I'm gonna say based on this list, create themed days of what I can post about. Boom, go. And look at that. Boom. Monday, I could do market research Monday, trademark Tuesday, website Wednesday. These are based on these topics right here. Thing you sell Thursday. I could showcase offers and product creation journeys, help them solve problems. Finance Fridays, I can talk about payment processing, pricing, mindset. Subscriber Saturday, I could talk about building an email list, nurturing leads, content. These are all just things that we're talking about here, right? Subscriber Saturday, building an email list, strategy Sunday, strategies, launch recaps, performance tips, and how to improve. So you see what I'm saying? So now, boom. So now we know what we're talking about. This is related to our program. We have our themes for each day. So we looking good so far, right? Now what? We said styles, right? So then now it's just about picking a style to post. So I'm gonna say list the 10 styles of posts I can do on, let's say, Instagram, whatever your main platform is, doesn't matter. So Instagram, right? And then you'll say, and then I'll give some examples. Examples like, green screen, photos, posts, photos, lives, what else? Repurposed, clips, memes, etc. Just so they can get some examples. Right? So now they said they gave us some screenshots, voiceovers, quote graphics, behind the scenes. So I might say, okay, my 5 is going to be green screen. Oh, I like these carousels. I'm gonna challenge myself to go live. I want to do quotes, and then I want to do screenshots so I can share testimonials and things of that nature. Okay, bet. Boom. And then the schedule. And then the schedule is like, okay, let's ask, what would be the best times to post content on Instagram for this audience? And let's see what we got. Boom, look at that. Okay, cool. So you know what? 8 to 9, 12 to 1, 5 to 7. Okay. Monday through Friday, Saturday 9 to 11. Okay, great. All right, cool. I'm going to post during these times now. Done. You see what I'm saying? And so we did so we were able to make that happen in less than 7 minutes with technical difficulty. You feel what I'm saying? So that's the idea behind what we're talking about with this is, these things don't take a long time. And that is how you do what we call the cornerstone content strategy. All right. So if you like this, consider subscribing to the channel and go out and try this. I want to know, what did you end up choosing? Go ahead and put it in the comments below. I want to read it. Slow motion is better than no motion. Let's work.